Hello, future millionaires. This is Aztec, and this is the CSC. Well, my voice is a little bit rough today. I'm a little sick, so bear with me. I have a lot to cover with you guys, and as you can see, as I speak, we are breaking out. Earlier today, I was in the Cardano trading Telegram channel, and I alerted everyone that we broke out of the descending wedge that I recently made a video about. Now, in that video, I did state that we would probably bounce here and come around, basically come up to the top of the wedge, and that there would be a possibility of us breaking above, but that we would need a lot of steam. So this is very interesting that we're actually getting this breakout as I make this video. It's pretty interesting. We'll see how significant this breakout is. You know, are we just going to get a large bullish engulfing candle? Essentially, are we going to break out and then the next candle bring us all the way back into this wedge? I guess we'll see. But basically, as we speak, we are breaking out. About 8 hours ago, when I first was talking with everyone on the Telegram channel, you know, I said this could be significant. Some people were suggesting that it may not be significant because, you know, they were suspecting more volume with a breakout above the ascending or the descending wedge. The issue is that in the past, like I've seen for many years now, in bear markets, the breakouts above, you know, whatever type of pattern that is being formed doesn't always happen with a lot of volume that you would suspect or see in a bull market, because it is very bearish and we are in bearish times. So we've seen this little breakout. Kind of formed like a small bull flag, and then just as I started this video, we started breaking out. And as of right now, on the 4-hour Bitcoin to USD Coinbase chart, we've broken above the 50-day moving average. And I do suspect that, you know, we'll probably probably sit around this area unless there's more steam. But, you know, recently, about 8 hours ago, we broke above the 20-day moving average, closed above it, another candle closed above it, and then we received this breakout. So it'll be very interesting to see where this goes. But we'll kind of flash back between everything. I did want to kind of get into some news, some really bullish news, guys. For Cardano, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and look at CoinMarketCap. A lot of people are talking about Litecoin basically taking a higher place above the B caches, and they're calling this the flattening. And this is something that Charlie Lee actually called towards the beginning of 2018. So this is kind of interesting to see his call being made. Charlie Lee is a very interesting man because, you know, a lot of people kind of, I guess, didn't like him because he sold his Litecoin at the top. But I mean, hey, that was a smart move in my book. And he's made a lot of different calls. And here, you know, here's another call to see Litecoin above Bitcoin Cash. And really what we need to see is these guys keep falling and move out of the way for Cardano, so that Cardano moves back into the top 10. And I think that's very possible for 2019. Just flash back, we'll look at the chart. We're still above. I think that if this candle either closes above the 50-day moving average, we could see, some consolidation, maybe kind of like a bull flag form, and move up again. I guess if we were to do like a fib retracement, let's just do this real quick so we can get into the Cardano news. Top of the immediate trend to the bottom. Essentially, we, until a lot of resistance is met around the 618. So I guess we could, if this was really bullish and we kept moving up, we could see us moving back up to about the 4,000 area for Bitcoin. But again, that's only if this is bullish and is an actual breakout relief rally. But we need to see where this large candle is going. If it closes above this 50-day moving average, goes higher, but essentially closes above this 50-day moving average and doesn't become like a bearish engulfing candle, and either we kind of close somewhere lower in this area, or even close back in the wedge, or the next candle closes in the wedge, if this doesn't basically become bearish, we could see some movements up into the $4,000 area. A lot of people are talking about, we've needed some relief for a while. We don't generally break down this hard without some type of bounce, a bounce that is significant. And with the shorts, like I was talking about in the recent video that I made, being at all-time highs, this is a good time for us to bounce. But again, we could basically break down. So let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so Charles Hoskinson recently made a video. It was his end-of-year update for Cardano. And there are two things that stood out to me most. One, I'll go ahead and play this here. He says,
"We didn't miss a single one. Every week we showed up, and even if there was a little progress or a lot of progress, we showed it off, and people could watch us go from an idea to a fully constructed client, and they could see the convincing repositories that. I'm very proud of that, and I think it was a great effort. So, moving into 2019, we'll see what we do, but at the moment, unless a funding source comes in for Ethereum Classic, we're going to retire that team. We learned a lot. We love.
Essentially, if you weren't able to hear what he was saying, you can go ahead and take a look at this video. I'll go ahead and post it in the information down below for you guys to watch if you haven't already seen it. But he's basically saying here, and he also tweeted recently about this, he's saying that he may retire the team from IOHK that's working on Ethereum Classic if there isn't some significant funding that is given to his team to keep working, because he's been using his own money to fund this team's work. So there's a very good possibility that his team stops working on Ethereum Classic. And in my opinion, I like he said, they've learned a lot from working on Ethereum Classic. So it's great that they have learned so much, but I don't really mind that the team stops working on Ethereum Classic and moves on to strictly working on mainly Cardano, so that there's more people working on Cardano and the future of Cardano looks more bright. But hopefully Ethereum Classic, the community at least gives him some credit. It seems to me that there are a lot of communities that don't give Charles Hoskinson the credit that he deserves. Basically like Ethereum and the Ethereum Classic communities. So hopefully, he at least gets some credit if he moves on. But that is one very interesting piece of news for Cardano. if the entire IOHK team, most of it starts working on Cardano only, this is good news for us. And also in this video, he also talks about this here, and I'll go ahead and post this article down below. This is directly from the Cardano Foundation. I know a lot of you guys have been asking here and there, well, what's going on with the Cardano Foundation? I mean, we were hearing all this FUD, and then we realized that the community could come together, and we fought the FUD all together. The Guardians of Cardano leading the spearhead, but there has been some silence, and it's been because the Cardano Foundation has been working on the future of the foundation. So here is the article. It says Cardano Foundation strengthens its foundation council, and I'll actually read it and kind of give you some of my opinions on the key points. It says here, the Cardano Foundation has decided at its meeting today to strengthen the foundation council with 3 proven experts from the Cardano ecosystem. Newly elected members of the Cardano Foundation Council are Nathan Kaiser, and he is the General Counsel of IOHK. Manmeet Singh, he is the CIO of Emergo. And Domino Burki, he's the Managing Partner of Lac Capital. Now, to keep going, it says Nathan Kaiser has been elected chairman of the Cardano Foundation Council. He succeeds Pascal Schmidt, who acted as interim chairman after Michael Parsons' resignation. Pascal Schmidt will continue to be a member of the Foundation Council, and that's good because Pascal Schmidt is a good guy. He's someone that Cardano can rely on. And here Pascal Schmidt says, I am delighted that we have been able to add 3 proven experts to the Board of Trustees in such a short time. This means that the Cardano Foundation is now back on solid ground and can fully dedicate itself to the upcoming task within the framework of the Foundation's purpose. Now, this is really big news, guys. Here's Nathan Kaiser. I would like to thank Pascal Schmidt for the tremendous work he has done in an extremely extensive phase of the Cardano Foundation. Pascal's knowledge and the skills of the 3 additional Foundation Council members complement each other very well. Again, he says, it's explaining, Nathan Kaiser is General Counsel of IOHK, a technology company founded by Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood. Nathan has over 18 years of professional experience as a lawyer in the Greater China area. A Swiss national, he is admitted as an attorney at law and foreign lawyer to the Zurich, Berlin, Hong Kong, and Taipei bars. So this guy is taking the place of Michael Parsons, totally spaced there. It's taking the place. So this is a really great news because we've been looking for these board seats to be filled, for Michael Parsons' place to be filled, and here's a great guy. As it says here, he's basically a lawyer and a Swiss national. So being that he's a lawyer, it's really great because there's, as everyone knows, in the crypto space, there's a lot of laws and things that need to be sorted through. Being that he's the basically the head of the foundation now, it'll really help because he can then, because he's a lawyer in the Swiss, he'll be able to go ahead and work with the laws there and further the foundation because it is a Swiss foundation, and he'll also possibly be able to get us some headway in maybe like China or something like that, in the future, if China can make some moves back into crypto. Also, we have Manmeet Singh. It says he is a CIO of Emergo, a company founded in 2017 in Japan. Emergo develops, supports, and incubates commercial ventures and helps integrate these businesses into Cardano's decentralized blockchain ecosystem. Since 2001, Manmeet Singh has been building businesses from scratch across banking, investment, advisory, education, trading, and technology industries. I actually think this is really huge too, because I mean, this guy here, he's been working in Japan, and as you know, Cardano was kind of called the Japanese Ethereum. It was really big at the start in Japan. So here we have a guy that has a lot of experience with businesses, banking, investment, advisory type industries, technology industries, to help us in Japan, because there's a lot of things that need to happen in Japan, for instance, to get us on some exchanges and help us with the legal work, maybe even make some partnerships. So this is a really interesting person of interest as well. Here we have Domino Berkey. It says he is a lawyer with more than 15 years of experience in the banking industry, is managing partner and operations manager at Lac Capital, a Swiss-based asset manager and multi-family office, which offers a comprehensive range of tailor-made services to its clientele. So what's also interesting, one thing to note about the man before Domino here, Manmeet Singh, he works with banking. So because Cardano does want to get into, when smart contracts, that mainnet comes live and we're able to, and developers are able to develop on Cardano, and these dApps can be deployed, it's going to be very interesting to see, the types of dApps that will be developed to help in the banking kind of sector, in finance essentially. So, because he has a history in banking, this is, very interesting. And now with Domino Berkey, he's also Swiss-based, and he's linked to this Lac Capital. I wanted to look into that, so I did a little research here, and I went to their site. This is the English portion of the site, and we'll just kind of go through this, and see what we find interesting. It says Lac Capital offers family office services in cooperation with trusted partners. Now, under their investment management portion down here, it says, due to our strategic cooperation with Exuperi, a consulting investment boutique headquartered in Zurich, we have a strong focus on investment opportunities in the context of digital transformations, the consolidation of bankable and non-bankable assets, forms an important pillar of our investment and management services. So basically, Mr. Berkey here may actually have some, pull here, and, a long arm with finding, having people back him and gaining information to help with law when it comes to digital assets, essentially. It's what I'm getting from this. Also, under their trust services, it says we provide a whole range of trust services like the formation, administration, and management of on- and offshore corporations and trusts, the protection of assets, inheritance and succession planning, as well as international tax planning, are key elements of our wealth management strategy. So this is also interesting because, Cardano is going to not only just be, in Switzerland, it's going to, be in multiple places around the world. So looks like, this law firm is able to work with international type plannings. And also, they have some real estate services. It says Lac Capital supports its clients in development and management of their real estate assets. So I found this pretty interesting because Cardano, a lot of people are suggesting that Cardano may help with developing dApps for estates, and especially in these third world countries where, it's hard to prove, who owns certain pieces of land. So, someone like this may have some pull with law and being able to help shed some light on these areas. And, this law firm may be able to benefit Cardano in the future. So, something interesting to look at, knowing that this guy has some pull here. So these are all some very interesting people, and I'm glad to see that the Cardano Foundation is moving forward. And this was, if you guys want to look at this website, I'll go ahead and link it down below as well. To kind of end this video, this Cardano news is extremely bullish, guys. 2019 really does look like it's going to be the future for Cardano. A really great year for Cardano. But I wanted to bring this article up to everyone's attention. It says former kid crypto millionaire bashes Bitcoin, calls it dead. Now, I'm not going to go into the article. I really brought this article to you guys' attention because I'm starting to see Bitcoin dead articles. And if you've been in this space for as long as I have, every time there's a crash that Bitcoin is dead articles start coming out. And generally, shortly after that, you see Bitcoin start to move upward. So this is really interesting to see, these Bitcoin dead articles coming out. Just looking back at the charts, I really think that I don't really want to do too much technical analysis right now because we really need to see where we move, where this chart matures to. This candle, where it closes, will be very interesting. It would be nice to see us close above the 50 EMA on this 4-hour chart, and maybe consolidate upon the 50 EMA and break upward later. That would be great, of course. But if we don't get that and we start moving down, or we start moving down quickly, and we break back into this wedge, that could be a sign to possibly short, tether up, things of that nature. So this is not financial advice, guys. Nothing I ever talk about is financial advice, but I like to point out the interesting things on the chart. So tell me what you think. And yeah, guys, this is just a short video. Hope you're all doing well. This chart looks nice. Hope it stays trending bullish, at least for the short term. We all could use a little relief. And, this may give us some opportunity to make some nice trades off of. So, if you're a trader, look out. Never give up on the future of money. Take it easy, guys.